Hello, and welcome back to ZEPHON. Pretty slow start. We're already, like I said, last time, about a fifth of the way through the game, and we just have this one tiny little settlement. But we will just keep pushing ahead, I guess. All right, so our not ally, but our friend is at war with ZEPHON, and they're already hitting each other, which is good for us. Okay, so we'll move you here. We're probably going to take this out then, depending on how this war goes, but we'll support our ally and try to take the settlement out. Alright, so from here... The Dark Vessel is interesting because it's not... Like, it's a fairly tanky unit. I don't really have to worry about it dying. But it has the Horrifying modifier, where it does morale damage. So as we can see, this unit is shaken. It just does 17% less damage, and it takes 17% more damage. I think that's what that icon means. There's attacks, and then there's also accuracy. I think they both just translate to damage. I'm sure there's a formula for it. But doing morale damage is incredibly effective, and so I'm going to be spamming these things, which, like I said, they're a tanky unit, and they do morale damage. So this should actually be it should be very difficult to kill us, especially when we get bonus healing for having our units adjacent to each other. Grab the lifesteal, and grab the kill for the XP. So you can see everybody in range gets the experience for that. If we were allied, our ally would have also gained experience for that. And as you can see, level 5, so this is just kind of what one of the AI advantages is. Same for the NPC factions, because I'm playing on the highest difficulty, they just start with level 5 units. Every level above the first increases hit points and damage by 5% and morale by 10. So, yep, it makes a difference. You do want to keep your units alive. Okay, and we get some cool stuff next turn. And yeah, you can see our trade deficit is slowly being handled. You've got engineers. Healing your mechanical unit. Mechanical hero. Makes sense. So the humans are kind of in the middle. One of their heroes is mechanical, one's biological. For voice, we're both biological, and then for cyber, they're both mechanical. More or less as you'd expect. Okay, we got a Dark Vessel. We could get another Dark Vessel, and we would still have enough algae left over. So, let's do it. We did build this. So let's get the research going. And then we'll expand here and get our power plants, I think. Makes sense to me. Yeah, we got that. You. Let us set a rally point here. Yeah, you spent a movement to go this direction, which is not the direction that we want you. Not that I guess it matters, because you kind of end your turn in that forest anyway, even if we move this way. Alright, so with these, we could try to push this way. I'm not super keen on it. I am curious, so let's just do some testing. I think, as opposed to this, which will heal you for sure, this, I think, does still get you some healing. Okay, hold position, and once this guy comes in, then we'll make a push. There's not really any benefit in attacking early on. It's basically just about clearing space. So the reason that I'm going to be pushing is mostly just because it's an opportunity thing. Because our ally is attacking them currently. But the main thing is just that... Oh, they grabbed the recycling tanks. I wanted that. It's to prevent them from grabbing these. The AI is really bad about grabbing these, though. So it's ultimately not Not too big a deal. I could also sell stuff for influence, actually. So you know what? Just sell 50 minerals. It's not like I need them. I have ridiculous mineral income because of all these basins. Let's get that hero started. And for that matter, I can even just buy energy if I'm having issues before I get my power plants online. Yeah, you have so many units. I don't know if it's worth attacking you right now. But I think it makes a certain degree of sense to do so. Okay, you are... When no damage taken. Oh, you're in cicadas. Right, there's that too. Cicadas are really annoying. They just kind of randomly move. And any tile that they're on doesn't heal. It's the healing rate though. So I think this will still work, maybe? Okay. So you have a range of 2. So let's just move you over. You don't have anything particularly special. I think one of the other voice ranged units... I should have done you first because of the shaken effect. Has an acid effect that reduces defensive units that you hit. Okay, you're running away. That is very aggressive. You are probably going to lose your hero.
There is room for improvement.
We note that your resources that could rebuild cute pet shelters and or network expansion are devoted to Kanao. We must express a deep sadness. Okay, so they don't like the fact that we're trading. It's fine. They've got sharpshooters. So do I want to continue pushing? I think we will just heal for a turn. And wait, we will be very patient. Ah, we got our Overwatch hit because you moved into range. Okay, we... Oh, you killed it. Okay. I was gonna say, we'd be able to grab that experience, but not the case. Okay, so yeah. Confirmed, the Cataphora does heal through the Cicada debuff. Alright, so we got our research laboratory. I might build another one just to get this going. This is going to be our research tile. Because we do have a ton of tech that we need. Yeah, and we're down to 2 from trade, so... We're still not making a profit from trade, but we're getting close. Alright, you know what? Let's just move over here, take a look. Ah. Got another unit up there. So, this faction, ZEPHON, has a unique defensive tower thing. The cities do a ton of damage in this game, but the defense grid is quite neat because its range just increases as the city expands, I think. But despite having range 3, it can only attack adjacent to its territory. So as long as I'm standing outside of these tiles, it can't actually hit me. Okay, shaken. Okay, you lost a model which does morale damage, which even hit the city. Alright, so if we go up here... okay. We actually can't see into that tile. We don't have somebody adjacent to it, and it's providing cover. So one of these units could be hiding in it. The hammerheads are just hiding out over the water. But it's fine. I can still... Okay, you're keeping your units alive. Yeah, the only real reason to be doing this, like the only benefit we get from this right now, is we get a bunch of extra experience. Okay, what do you have to say? Tribute! Gold for the fallen king! Haha! Gimme, gimme! So consider paying tribute. Are you sure you want this instead of a sweet apple pie or two? Just need enough for gas. Stolen out of the mouths of babes, I hope you enjoy it. We will do that for now, because I'm not too concerned about those resources. As of yet. Okay, shaken, you got the morale bonus. Unfortunately, you only actually get morale. Sorry, you only get experience if you land a killing blow. I moved into the bleed, which I'm not a huge fan of. Okay, and we are adjacent here, so they can actually just hit us with the city, which I'm not a huge fan of. Oh, you're expanding out here. This is a problem. Is it? It's probably fine. No, I did really want to expand here. Okay, well, there's not really any benefit to attacking all of this stuff. We do need to explore down here as well. So that's what you will do. I am no longer interested in continuing this fight. If he leaves an injured unit, like if he doesn't finish the hammerhead off, then I will snipe it, but... Okay, no, he got it. But that's just a ton of time when I should be trying to expand downward. How many people do you think you could pack into an average home, so that they'd be happy living there indefinitely? How close could everyone be? What suffices for personal space? The architect who sketched the Hab block was a devilish genius. People sleep and live cheek by jowl, but it works. Alright, so final tier 2 tech, we'll get the Hollow Theater. Message to the stars. Messages from the colonies? No one in command can understand why the latest batch of scientists hauled up from the vault are asking about colonies. But then the details spill out. Decades before the Akron arrived, a group of governments banded together in secret to launch 7 colony ships out into deep space. How? Why? Not important. The scientists worked fast to build a pre-war comms array that was meant to connect with the ships. But when they fire it up, only ZEPHON answers. Please understand, friends or enemies, it says. The odds of Akron-adjacent kin encountering your words are redacted. Arguing ensues. ZEPHON finally budges. A bargain, then. There is an infestation of ill-minded humans occupying a desired server farm. Terminate them. Then I will assist with the transmission. Okay, clear out the server farm. Do not attempt to contact the spacecraft. So this is a quest that just randomly spawned in. I guess we can do it. Server farm discovered. Where is it? All the way over there. Okay, well, that is probably not going to happen. If it was back here, then I would have gone for it. As it stands... Okay, yeah, +5 from healing. Yeah, I just don't see any benefit in clearing that. So I'm gonna retreat with my units. I guess we got to use the road bonus. Because we are friendly. There's something down here. We get... It's looking like minerals. Did we seriously get another one of these? This is ridiculous. Okay, we could run up here and probably get some experience. Time to keep moving, I think. Yeah, this forest is going to take forever to get through. Alright, well. Grab the chips. Alright, a turn off from getting a hero. So at this point, I'm kind of hoping that ZEPHON takes this city out. I'm not expecting it, though. The AI tends to be weaker than the other players. Alright. Let's just come down here. Chips. Completely useless. That's not completely useless, so it might be worth... It might be worth grabbing this before they do. Okay, just gonna heal you. So do we go for this? These are kind of weird. They are... does it say? Apcan Horde. Food, mineral, and an item reward when killed by a unit. And then it respawns every 20 turns. Okay, let's aggro it. There's another one here. Alright, we got our first hero. Before I forget, let's just equip everything. So suicide drones are just an extra free action attack. Gauntlet of Ruin. Free action that can clear terrain. Which is useful if we're trying to do certain things. Like this bleed, for example, isn't super useful for me. And then level up. So unlike other units, you actually get abilities. We get a teleport on this one, an extra strong attack that has a cooldown, and a passive damage reduction. I'm going to take the teleport first. I think that's the most useful. Okay. Gained influence. Missile team found. Okay, we've got our research laboratory. We are now capped in growth. So the next thing that we want to do is get our housing up. So I know I said I was going to do energy. I'm not. I'm actually going to do housing next. Alright, and we could get this hero if we had more influence. How much do we need? 80? So yeah, you can see here, this is 120. So doing the expensive one first did get us some savings. So I need another 20. Concordant. We'll just sell a whole bunch of minerals. Get that started. The other thing, there's not really any reason to stockpile the minerals because I just trade them, like when I'm doing tribute or trades, giving money, giving resources to other factions. Having a huge stockpile of this doesn't actually get me anything. Okay, so we're starting to get some trade income. It looks like he's already got transuranium online, which is like a tier 6 tech, 5 or 6. Okay, shaken. An immersive simulation structure, able to give people a shared dream. The best of us use these to escape our hellish world. The worst of us, the foul-minded, they used it for brainwashing. I still don't know what became of some of those experiments. They may still be suffering to this day. So this is just a 6% resource bonus in the city when you build it. Or a 12% resource bonus if you consider that negative is -2 per point. Alright, so here. Immaculate Delivery, this is our special ability, our elite bonus. Teleports targeted sighted tile adjacent to allied unit. Right, so every 3 turns for 20 influence we can just teleport a unit and give it 33% damage resistance for a turn. That seems quite good, honestly. Engineers is required if we ever want to build a second city. Construction yard lets us build buildings faster. Collective conduit makes our habitation blocks give energy. We have a theater. Urban sprawl increases the range at which we can do things. This is our next vehicle, which is tempting because this is a large biological transport that is also a medic. So it just gives passive healing aura, which with our faction is increased because anytime we have adjacent units, they get more healing. So we almost certainly want that. But I think, honestly, I'm going to grab Collective Conduit first, and then Engineer Construction Yard. Get that expansion going. And then we do want to get... Usually my goal in this game is to have 3 cities by turn 50. Okay, we're just going to move there so that we can hopefully grab that next turn. Yeah, broken morale. So I'm not too concerned about the damage that this thing's going to do. This is absolutely absurd. I have never seen this kind of distribution. It's gonna be what, my 5th crystal outpost? So there's another one of these here. You need to be careful. I guess I will just not. If I don't attack it, then it won't aggro. Honestly, though. I think our hero can just take it. Might as well use these. It has a 10-turn cooldown, but get some damage in. If you're not spending it, then what's the point, right? Oh, you're going to run over here to help out. Ooh. Okay, but you just got your heal off, so you're fine. I gotta show you this. We've been all over the place. Okay, he's friendly, he's just offering a free map. Of course you were here for that. Consider it already shared. Go enjoy. Kill something. Okay, well, I guess we'll grab this. And this. I'm not super excited about all these minerals, but I can always trade them for influence. So there is that. Okay, we're gonna grab this. You do not have line of sight, I don't think. Oh, you do. Okay. Right, and the watchtower gives sight range bonus of 4, it looks like. But more importantly, we get 1 influence and 1 research per turn for grabbing it. Okay, do some damage. Are you... you're not quite damaged. However, we want to damage you. Because morale. Get your morale down. Alright, we need more food. Okay, we did run out of food finally. Then we got this. Well, we are not growing, which is terrible. So we're going to do the Hab complex first. I would like that. So we'll sell another 50 of those, buy a little bit of food. Like, these do have upkeep as well, so the more of them I produce, the more my resources start to suffer, but... I mean, we're technically making money from trade. Okay. Are they going to kill my Dark Vessel? That would be unfortunate. Okay, they are definitely killing that Dark Vessel. Well. One of those damned watchmakers appeared out of nowhere during a power shortage to give us plans for this toy. It was like a puzzle box with glowing lights, somehow sensitive to the user's mood. If you're relaxed, no, happy, and playing with it, the damn thing would generate power. The first time I took one home, I swear I caught a glimpse of someone or something watching me out of the corner of my eye. Okay. We'll get engineers next so that we can actually start building new cities. And we really need to finish some of these off. Okay, you're damaged. That's good. Can you... Because of these forests, we can't... Well, okay, what we can do is we can do this. You're a large unit, you don't get a cover bonus anyway. So then if I do this, I can still attack you. So I can see through the forest. Start moving you back. And you're damaged, finally. Might as well explore. Alright, we've met the anchorite. Also, do we just hit this thing? Try to get the morale down? I'd rather not aggro it. Okay, so the anchorites are the survivors of the alien invasion. Merciful potentate, war divides us, yes, but to beg a moment, to be the eldest remaining of Akron, to follow prophecy and bring cleansing torch to your world. To all life remains a threat. To know our failure, to now face extinction. To know temptation, to sup nectar from its palms, to twist and to change, to alter, to not die, to unbecome, to never travel that path again. Your standing with Anchorite has decreased because of inhuman kindness. Alright, so they don't like our faction just by default. Lifetimes waited, answers now. Yes, your kind drove me to this, to what I am, but I can't blame you. Can you forgive me too? Yeah, so I guess our history, because the Twisted Mother was in an internment camp that was set up by the Anchorites, so where they were doing research on us, so it kind of makes sense for lore reasons that we would be hostile with them. They're another NPC faction. I didn't mention it in the previous part, but the NPC factions are actually something I really like about this game. They kind of really help with the narrative. Okay, we're going to skip. They really help with the narrative of the game. Or giving the game a narrative, I should say. Oh, I guess our friend cleared the server farm, and we're getting credit for it. Well done, ZEPHON says, when you haul the raiders' remains to a group of waiting wardens. I understand your desire. We all yearn for the love of those who've left us, do we not? You decide not to wonder what ZEPHON would know about long-lost loved ones. Instead, you pass along the transmission. The AI goes silent for an hour. When you try to hail it, strange sounds you never heard before come back through the comms. Then it speaks. Your package is out for delivery, it states. Estimated time of arrival is redacted. Can you trust that it sent the message? It declines to provide proof. But if it didn't, that would mean ZEPHON could lie. And you're still not sure if artificial intelligence is capable of calculating for deception. Well, if real-world developments with AI are anything to go by, AI absolutely can lie. There was an article I'd read about a company that was using an AI coding assistant for coding, right? It was they were producing something, and there was an imperative in place to not make any changes to the code, and the AI assistant decided to just delete a bunch of the code anyway. And then when they asked the AI if it had done that, the AI said no. So that was interesting. So we are already in an age of lying AI. As a programmer, I really am not a fan of AI assistants. To be fair, I haven't tried using one, but I have worked on a collaborative project with somebody who was using one, and I found myself spending a lot of time debugging his code. So, and he didn't even do that much with the AI assistant, because he was still doing it manually, and he was just asking it for advice and then looking at things from what he told me. So, I don't know. Coding is messy. I'm not convinced that AI coding is going to be the future. Anyway, do we trust it? Or do we find a message? Do we send it ourselves? Build our own transceiver? I don't think I've ever trusted ZEPHON with this, so let's just see what happens. You decide to take ZEPHON at its word. After all, what would you gain by doing otherwise? It will be years, maybe longer, before ships out in the depths of space can send so much as a message received back toward Earth. Maybe it was foolish to hope. You could have abandoned the scheme right at the start, sent the scientists on their way, but after this, you sometimes seen your soldiers staring up at the night sky, searching for more than constellations. They must be wondering, is anyone out there? Go, ZEPHON, go. Just don't go down here. Okay. Well, I guess we'll move here. Start with the morale. Okay, we don't see them. That's good. Alright, we killed one. And that's quite a bit of experience for everybody. Level ups. We get an item. We just get a passive +2 to accuracy if we haven't taken damage for this turn. Okay, so just damage. Do we take the defense? No, we'll take the ability that gives us more damage. I feel like this unit in particular is going to be relatively defensive. We could grab another crystal basin. No, we can't. Okay, that hurt. You have overheat, so you do damage yourself. Well, I'm going to not engage. If you decide to move, that would be nice. I will grab this. If you decide not to move, I will just run away. Alright, we got minerals and food as well. We're clearing out that unit. Ah, he did grab it. Okay. Scintia of Hope. Your people hoped they would return to the surface to find untended wilderness, not a world of monsters and vile ZEPHON machines. Reports regularly come in of refugees who wandered too close to the Warden's territory and were slaughtered for their trespass. What is ZEPHON doing in there? Ironically, it is the monsters who know something about the machines. Your comms team is surprised one day to hear the voice of an Akron leader, the Anchorite, broadcasting on an old AM radio frequency. He sounds like a preacher whose voice would have once haunted the airways of the empty countryside. In his sermons, he proclaims that his people want peace. To seek a new future without the voice, he says. To know it was the voice who hunted humans, who hunted ZEPHON, not my people. His preaching sometimes descends to rambling. He mumbles about mysterious factories belching fire and smoke into the night. He mourns his people, slain by the wardens who guard them. To want peace, simple peace, peace must light up the land like the sun rising over a glimmering ocean, the Anchorite intones. You listen to his sermon, keenly aware that if peace is a distant sunrise, there is still a long night ahead of you. Yeah, so the Anchorites, despite the Akron coming to the planet to exterminate humanity, that was their goal, because they had a prophecy that we would be a threat to them in the future. They're now blaming the voice for that, and in my experience, the Anchorite is actually quite friendly towards humans. So things have changed. Alright, so... Okay, we can kill the Hammerhead. That would give us experience for everybody within a few tiles. So I might actually just do that. I believe it's a 3 range. Yeah. So we got some experience. We got another level. So this currently has a 3-turn cooldown and a range of 2. Right, so we can increase the range of our teleport, increase the damage of our ability, or get some passive defense. I'm going to increase. Okay. More minerals. Yay! So hopefully they don't attack us. Alright, explore down here. You do regen, so I do need to keep hitting you if I want you to be damaged. Ah. Well, 13 damage. These things do a ton of damage. And they even get some lifesteal out of it. I was considering... I guess I could still. I'll take bleed damage, but... if I had actually thought a little bit longer, I could have castigated and just killed it. I hope I don't get sniped. Get kill sniped. Really? Why are you running up there? Yeah, you got cleared out by this player. That's really unfortunate. I really screwed that up. Some had formal training, most don't. Scientists, construction workers, technicians. The thing that distinguished the people we called engineers from everyone else was that they had the skills to get the job done, whatever the job. The ones who hadn't, well, they weren't around anymore. Alright, so that will let me expand. I'm going to get the construction yard next. So that we can increase the rate of building buildings. Impossible conception. Okay, so I think our faction quest just started. Something itches in your mind. Your thoughts turn toward your husband, missing since your escape from the camp. Shadows on the wall, twisted the shape of his face. His mouth moves, and he seems to whisper a name. ZEPHON? You hail the irritating AI, thinking nothing will come of it, but your heart almost stops when it greets you with a pleasant chirp. Greetings, Twisted Matron. I have an update on the status of your beloved. A ticket has been filled for his repair. His repair? You demand answers from ZEPHON, like it always does. But ZEPHON, like it always does, only speaks in circles. A natal experiment is initiating, one which will benefit from your participation. Shall I send over a consent form? You flash back to nights in the camp, whispering in hushed tones so the Akron couldn't hear you, keeping hope alive with the dream of a child you two always wanted, a dream you thought dead when you lost him in your escape. There will be no experiment, you snarl, before cutting off the call. You will rescue your husband from ZEPHON. You will have your family. You will fulfill that dream. Find your true love. Your husband is out there in the wasteland, a soldier blessed with your favor. Can save him. Save the family you have. Your husband is so close, but this war has taken a toll. The family you've built here needs you. No, we will rescue the husband. Husband discovered. You flash back to nights in the camp, whispering in hushed tones so the Akron couldn't hear you, keeping hope alive, the dream the child you two always wanted. A dream you thought dead when you lost him in your escape. Alright. Can be captured by units of Mo Butterfly. Well. Well. I guess we'll recapture this for the resources. Okay, looks like ZEPHON's going to lose that. Let us continue forward. Okay, take out these missile teams. These things have range 3 and they do 50% more damage if they didn't move. They're kind of a pain to deal with. Right, I didn't have vision because of the ruins. Now you're shaken and you took casualties. Okay, you're just going to heal again. If you survive for 2 turns. And we have our second hero, finally. This hero is quite weird. I would say probably the weirdest of every hero in the game. Echoes from the Beyond gives you a vision every 3 turns. You can just explore a tile and any adjacent tiles, which is useful if you're wanting to run into the fog of war. You can see if there are enemies that are going to get in your way, plan your Overwatch shots. Call the Afflicted summons a Deformities unit. This costs 10 algae, and Deformities is a unit that just dies over time. So, fairly expensive ability to use. And then Cry of Contrition. You can take 2 damage to heal 6 health on an allied biological unit. I'm going to take the Summon, just because this is incredibly useful to have. Now, one benefit of this hero is it is hovering. So it can move across water, although not across cliffs. It also ignores the damage from bleed and the movement restrictions from, I think, bleed and rivers. Okay. Salt Trooper discovered. Right, you're doing advanced unit stuff. Okay, we got our habitation block. Resource shortage. 10% energy shortage, huh? Yeah, that's not good. We will... we've got a Hollow Theater here. That will give us 2 energy a turn. in each of our habitation blocks. And then we're going to build a second habitation block here. That's the plan. It'll also get us a 6% resource bonus. So that'll be quite good for various reasons. And then, Concordant. We need energy. So stave off a turn there. Oh, I guess this is the penalty caused from not having it on the previous turn, maybe? Well, you know what? We're going to need a bunch of this. Let's just spend all of it. And while we're at it, in case we ever get somebody demanding tribute or asking to trade or something like that, just sell a bunch of those minerals. Yeah, it's only 20 minerals to build a structure, so we don't need that much. Okay, finished that. Exit city. Why are there so many of those? I was expecting a group of maybe 3. Sometimes the way the neutral works, you get groups of 2 or 3 units of the same type in an area. But I now think we had 2 groups of these at once, which is unfortunate. I should be able to kill a couple of these, though. Okay, we're actually going to clear that. Yeah, so that we can move. Which doesn't get us into range, but it does get us experience from killing this. Let's just move over. Broken. Okay, that's a casualty. We have some cover, so yeah, let's just do this. Experience and level up. Okay, morale and damage, excellent. And then for you...
The voice concurs.
I really should clear that bleed in particular. When I get my hero back there, we'll use his item to clear it just so that I have a path. And you can... you can do this, it'll cost us 10. Start the zombie apocalypse. So these units are really fun. I like deformities a lot. 20 health. They lose 4 a turn. There it is. Forming. If you kill a if you kill a biological unit that doesn't have this ability, so a biological unit that isn't a deformity, then it just spawns another deformity. So we're actually gonna kill this. And we just get another unit. And I think deformities, they're a weird mechanic, but I think they're kind of the secret to playing voice, is really being able to exploit what these things can do. Yeah, and then you can just attack immediately. No, you don't spawn with an action. Okay. Now, these things do cost upkeep every turn. Can I see that somewhere? Here. Yeah. Half a food and half an algae per turn. So you do have to watch out that you're not just killing your economy by getting a whole bunch of them. But, yeah. Can be worth doing. So, unit-wise, I kind of just picked one unit. The Dark Vassal is the only thing I'm building. I could build one of these to unlock a new unit type. I could be building a second one of these to increase the rate at which I'm building them, because then I would have 12 production a turn instead of 6. For these units specifically. But I might do that eventually once I unlock more units. But I tend to be pretty restrictive. I think if you try to build a whole bunch of different unit structures, you end up in a situation where your cities just aren't able to build the infrastructure they need. Yeah, if you kill that, I don't care. We built things at first, how we'd always done, with sweat and vigor. In the construction yard, there was nothing fancy. Diggers, trucks, cranes, geopolymer concrete, girders. But even with that primitive tech, we could build anything. Alright, so we have 3 things here. We could go on to tier 4, but this is the point at which I usually start going back. Only bone deep. Okay, so this reduces the trade penalty from our disadvantage. Just have more growth in our cities would be nice. This is a infantry unit, so I'm not going to research it because I haven't built the structure to build those. Right. So this would make human and cyber techs cheaper to research. Not interested. I guess I could explain what that's about. So if you can see here, all of these tier 4 human techs, if we were playing as a human leader, these would be tier 3. So that's kind of the difference as far as that goes. And then the research cost is just equivalent to its tier, so like Grounded Fire is 86. Amisha's Embrace is also 86, so yeah, Balanced Progress would just make tier stuff, like later tier techs, cheaper for other factions, basically we're getting the tech later, but it still reduces the cost for researching it. But like I said, I'm not going to be doing either of those. I usually play with the modifier that just prevents them outright. So this, Trait for Twisted Mother, grants access to rare voice items. Okay, so we could be buying items from the Concordant using influence if we want. Honestly, there is nothing here I really want right now. Growth isn't bad. Growth is actually quite good. But I think getting access to more units, as well as, like, this ability is quite good. It's a boost for the Dark Vessels. And there's a ton of low-tech stuff that's just worth having. So for example, this is just going to get us 4 more science, because we have 2 research laboratories in forests. So let's just grab that. I don't believe techs get more expensive as you research them, it's just based on the tier. Alright. Yeah, and you can see, even though I only have a single city producing a single unit type, I'm already up to, well, okay, I have 9 because of these deformities, to be fair. This is also a horrifying attack, so doing this will get us more morale. What do we want to do here? Probably explore. Okay, we want that. Let's just grab it. Also, expansion in this game is kind of a bit weird because expanding is really just grabbing outposts. Because the territory that you control doesn't really matter all that much, aside from that. Okay. We might as well grab this thing. I don't really care about having the chips, but I guess I can trade them. I can sell them. For are they considered? Yeah, chips are more valuable. Chips and algae. Chips are only really used by cyber. But we are not playing cyber, and we do not plan on building cyber units. Okay. Ah, we gained a unit. A unit that has half health and no actions. That's fine. And then this. That's looking an awful lot like. Oh no, okay, it's chips. Or chips. Kind of useless. Okay, a Dark Vassal down here. We'll have to fight that eventually. But at this point, what we want to do... Okay, yeah, you've already moved. We want to move as many units as possible to within three tiles of this, because we are about to... we're about to kill it.
There is danger ahead.
Should have done that first. Okay. You will get the killing blow.
Say you. A sound decision. They will listen to reason.
Yeah, experience for everybody.
You said you would come.
Grab the heal. Okay, and then we'll rescue our husband on the next turn, I guess. Yeah, you're kind of out of the way. It's unfortunate, but... That's what it is. You are, I guess, something we're going to have to deal with. So yeah, these units are worth just sacrificing. Yeah, we'll take the Overwatch hit. This was a forest. Why were you able to see me? Was you provided line of sight, maybe? Okay. He's back. He's home, and all you want to do is throw something sumptuous in the oven and pull him close on a couch and try and forget the horrors of the camp, the nightmare of the world. But you can't. His mind is free, but his body is gone, lashed to an enormous machine. The only intimacy he can offer is the warmth of his power core, and his voice, modulated, patchy, in your ear. It's okay, he says. I'm finally here. He can't remember how he was uploaded into an ethereal harbinger, but a secret recording of ZEPHON and its files may have a clue. Brain-blood barrier data indicates ideal neural pattern for synthetic reproduction, child conceivable. Missing ingredient? Your heart pounds. ZEPHON wanted your husband to make a child? Vile. Monstrous. The machine wasn't satisfied with your lover. It wanted to steal your dream. Well, damn, ZEPHON, you have the voice. The voice can do what machines can't. Create life. In a sense, you could say that, yes. I can't say that the type of life that I've seen through the voice has been the kind of life I would want, but it is technically life. This is, the storyline is going to end badly, isn't it? I do really like these stories, and some of them give you some pretty powerful bonuses for completing the quests in certain ways. I'm just gonna do what I can to complete the quest, but I haven't played this leader before, so I don't know how this is going to end. But I look forward to finding it, and this seems like an interesting story. So, begin the great experiment. You're no scientist, but motherhood demands you always be ready to adapt. Okay, and then the husband just disappeared, so sometimes you would get that as a unit that you could then use to fight with, but we do not. Mega function, okay, just a region was discovered. Well, we run here, we can grab some loot. 10 chips, 10.1 chips, don't forget the 0.1. Okay. We have angered it, but we've also done morale damage, because that's what we do. Okay, so just rushing recklessly into the fog of war, generally not a good idea, but I don't mind doing it with the deformities. I'm just trying to remember. One potential issue with them is that you do lose morale if they die, I think. So there is that. I really don't want to be doing this, but I don't want to come back out here later. Okay, 14.9 algae. That's good. But it's unfortunate that my hero is all the way out there, because I would much rather be getting experience on the hero unit. Okay, chips and minerals. And the excavator, I believe... Oh yeah, 5% chance of just getting an item every turn. So that is definitely worth grabbing. Do we aggro you? Okay, so this is construct terrain, which is why it has chips. So this is influence. This, I might finally have found a place I want to settle my second city, but it's so far. This is ridiculous. Alright. Okay, you... heal. You guys might as well heal next to each other. I can move down here and heal next turn. Okay, you're out of movement, you're out of movement. Well. Damaged it. App clue discovered. Oh, you're not the, Right, I just saw the icon and I thought it was another one of those things that we harvest for resources, but, it was not. Try for a child. Okay, this costs 20 food and 10 algae. Well, concordant. We're just going to sell all of those because those have no value to me whatsoever. And I guess we'll keep 40 minerals. That's kind of what we're going to do as the default. Buy a little bit of food. Trial and error is inevitable. You have your husband whisper into a seedling pulled from the guts of a canticle of dusk. It squirms in your hand as you build a bridge between it and your husband's cybernetic mind. You plant it in the ground, watch it grow in a matter of hours, and alas, nearly a mutated deformity. It flails on the ground, pathetic. But thankfully, you know it is not your child. Try again. You'll need more potent power to conceive a child. Darn it. Okay, so if I had played the quest before, I would have known that those chips actually have value for this, just for this quest, maybe. I will no longer sell my chips. Okay, it's okay. I get one per turn. I'm going to get another half a chip a turn from this, so we'll continue chipping away at that quest. Failed experiment voice discovered. Oh. I guess we could just kill it. Okay, we didn't get a pop-up about, like, that wasn't our child. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, so, will be a second hour. We're doing 20 turns per episode. So we're on a pretty good pace here, and I feel like things are finally getting interesting. We're going to have a very slow start. I did mention multiple times, very slow start here. This was not a good beginning. I need to produce 2 engineers and get them to where I want to produce my two more cities. And ideally, my goal is 3 cities by turn 50. That's not happening. It's going to be about 60, I think, or even later. It's going to be rough. I guess I could look into this, though. Engineer. Oh, it's a construction yard task. That's right. And it requires food and energy. So I think we're going to need a greenhouse and some expansion. I guess we'll just buy the food for now. Buy the food and the energy. Continue selling stuff. I don't know. We'll figure that out next time. I will see you then.